Okay, so I want to show you what I bought on eBay. As you can see, it's genuine air filter Mopar, and it's got the part number, which is correct, for Dodge Ram, right? 6.7 Cummins diesel, specifically for Cummins diesel. So it shows the picture here, the part number right there, part number on the decal right there, the Mopar logo, right? You go here, look, that's the other picture. Oh yeah, oh, you've got genuine Mopar, right? You know, this is the real deal, right? Supposedly. So anyway, ordered 3 of them. They're showing out of stock now, and they came in this box right here. So this, I already opened one up, right? So they came in a box. This is how the packaging originally comes. So when you open up this package, this is what comes in it, okay? So after you open this, this is what you have right here. And what I want to show is the difference between a genuine Mopar air filter for 6.7 Cummins and the actual real one. So here's the real deal right here. I went to the Dodge store, the Ram store, and bought 2 of these actually. This is just the one I'm going to show you. But you can see what the front of the package even looks like, right? The difference with where the decal is. So this one has the decal on the metal grade right here. This one has it embossed in the packaging, solid white. When you flip it over, then you can see the metal grades. But if you'll notice, we got some very distinct differences between the genuine and the counterfeit or knockoff one. So the first thing you notice is that this border around here, how much thicker this is around here. And if you get down close, you can see how this metal grid was kind of melted. It was like heated up and melted into here. Whereas on this one, it's like mold. The metal grid is molded into here, but you can see how much further this little embosses gives it strength, right? Because the diesel will suck this filter in if it doesn't have this metal grid in here. And look how close it is. Like here's your, you know, the metal raised portions. There's 4 of them, right? And they're real tight to the corners. Here you have space all the way around, pretty good amount of space, right? So I'm going to cut these open and show you the differences. But that's just externally, just looking at them, right? So you can see size-wise, they're the same, but if you look at the thickness of just this compared to that, huge, right? So anyway, so let's open the knockoff and let's really delve into what you're getting when you're getting a, you know, genuine Mopar filter off of eBay, coming from China, I'm sure. So you look right there, see it's got all the numbers cast in there. It's got the Mopar logo there, the Pentastar logo there with the part number all in there. Looks great, man. You know, but if you look at it, you know, it's not, it just doesn't look right, you know. And the same thing with this label too. Like it's kind of fuzzy, and even the coloring's off a little bit. So anyway, you pull it out of the package. All right, there's the knockoff, right? We just pull it out. And so we're going to flip this over. And the other thing we're going to notice is these glue lines, right? Now these glue lines, Mopar updated this filter, right, for the Ram. So originally they were always this size. They did have a glue line in there up to 2020. And I'm sorry, 2018. After 2018, they figured after they got some complaints with check engine lights coming on, that these glue lines were actually restricting the airflow going into the Cummins diesel because it requires a massive amount of air. That's why there's the metal grate on here to keep that filter from being pulled into the engine. So give it more support. So there you can see the actual Mopar part number and how it's supposed to be embossed in there. They've actually got it this way as opposed to that way. So if you look at the 2 side by side, so there's how it's supposed to look, and here's how the knockoff looks, right? So you can see that right away. All right. So that's one of the main differences in just the way that number is. So you pull it out of the bag, and you'll notice no more glue bars on there because, you know, the glue bar, this right here, would work on the 2017s and older, but for whatever reason, and my parts guy at Mopar told me that they found, the engineering department at Mopar found that was restricting the airflow. Now the other thing you'll notice, speaking of restricting airflow, is which one of these filters is going to flow a sufficient amount of air, do you think? Can you see the difference in just the physical size of the filter? You've got all this restriction around the border and this little tiny filter with these little lines in here. You put this in a 2018, 19, 21, 22, 23, 6, 7 Cummins, and you're going to throw a check engine light faster than anything else, man. It's just going to happen because the genuine filter is designed to flow the amount of air. I mean, just look at the difference even in the thickness. And I can tell you that the weight itself is substantial. You can feel the difference in the weight. I know you can't see that on the video, but if you look at the difference in the thickness overall and then the amount of filter area that you have, I mean, just incredibly undersized here. So yeah, for $29, this is what you're going to get. This at Mopar is about double that, but well worth it, because your Cummins engine is probably, I don't know, if you had to replace it with a rebuilt one, 25 grand at least for just a long block. So the 60 bucks, 70 bucks, whatever you're going to spend on the proper air filter is well worth it. So the bottom line here is, ladies and gentlemen, is know what you're buying before you buy it. Don't get ripped off. Had one heck of a time getting a refund. I actually had to dispute the charge. eBay was completely unhelpful. They said I checked the wrong box for the reason for returning it, and they accepted the return, except they wanted to charge me like $12 or $13 for me to return a counterfeit bogus filter that doesn't even work in the application that they said that it should. So that really ticked me off, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video. So again, just look closely. You don't have to look that closely to see some of the major differences, but if you look closely, you know, the differences in the mesh, you can see how these are a much tighter shape here. These are a lot, you know, just not as elongated over here as it is over here on the metal, and just how it's, you know, I mean, they obviously heated this wire up and just dropped it in there. I wouldn't trust that to hold, much less filter the right amount of air, move the amount of air that the Cummins diesel is going to require. So that's the big thing. So there you go, folks. Take it from me. Lesson learned. If you see this label and this filter anywhere, don't buy it. It's a cheap counterfeit knockoff that will throw a check engine light. Even on the older ones, you're not going to flow enough air. Just, this thing's good for one thing: the trash can. That's all. Thanks.
All right, here we are at the Mopar parts dealership comparing the eBay special to the OE.
We did the packaging's that much different, so factory, knockoff.
And then we look
We'll
at,
flip them in a second.
yep.
Look at
We
that.
have a couple shots of that one.
See the difference in the thickness here?
Yeah, that's what they
because
made
they're
up for
making
the
the filter smaller.
Right.
We'll show that. 1 second there, man.
Grab a picture of that.
And then the difference there.
Oh yeah, huge.
Wow, look at that. Not only that, that filter would clog up so fast.
It's not going to flow as the right amount of
I
air.
bet you'll throw an engine light.
Yep.
For
Oh,
sure.
good. You won't let enough air through.
Yeah.
There's not enough
There's the-
surface.
OE numbers on the OE one. And this is actually a knockoff of the old one that won't even work on the newer ones because of the glue strip on there. They did away with that. But how long
Yeah.
ago would you say, John?
Oh, it's been a
19s and
while.
up.
Yeah.
19s and up. 18s and under will not be affected.
Right.
19s and up throw engine
Well, I
lights.
think even an 18 would be affected by this. This is small.
Oh yeah, this
This is the
this
same
one for
filter
sure.
for-
But I'm saying 18s and up. They used to have the glue
Right,
strip
right,
on
right,
ours
right.
until they superseded. But
Yeah, but they quit making the glue strips altogether when
yeah,
they changed.
once they realized what was going on,
Right.
the glue strip stopped.